Welcome to Hazleton Fields. We hope you have a great weekend at the best getaway in the whole USA. But if you want to make this the absolute bestest getaway, you just have to say the magic words, Ego sum tibi andras. This time with feeling, Ego sum tibi andras. This time with more passion, Ego sum tibi andras. This time with so much passion, Ego sum tibi andras. Huh. Nothing happened. Just like nothing happens in The Parenting, a Max original allegedly directed by Craig Johnson, who did The Skeleton Twins and other projects, and was allegedly written by Kent Sublett. Fitting that his last name is Sublett because he deserves a sublet in hell for writing The Parenting, an alleged horror comedy with no horror, no comedy, but a whole lot of cliches and a whole lot of actors that were once in good projects slumming it here. Lisa Kudrow, what the fuck is Brian Cox doing in this? Parker Posey, totally goddamn neutered. Vivian Bang, I mean, just so many people that actually have been in better projects. Even stuff where they basically were practically treated like fucking amoebas. This, honestly, is even lower than that. This is one of the worst goddamn horror comedies I have seen in fucking years. I didn't expect much when I saw the trailer for this, and here's how I knew about this movie. While on a late shift yesterday, I happened to see, a trailer for this. I was like, okay, let me check that out. And I said, well, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look funny at all. It looks like that thing was filmed about 15, 20 years ago, and they decided to just shove it out right now, despite the fact that all the actors look their ages. Nothing wrong with that. We all age, but sure, I'll watch it. Why not? I mean, I watched The Electric State recently. I watched The Rule of Jenny Penn, which were worse than this, by the way. The Parenting at the end of the day is fucking offensive, but it's also inconsequential and features absolutely no laughs and nothing of note beyond you just wondering how in the world anybody could have written for SNL like Kent Sublett in hell did and somehow not learned how to make anything funny. Honestly, I am astonished by just how bad this is. So Nick Dodani plays Rohan, or Ro as it were, and Brendan Flynn plays Josh. They're a gay couple. Nothing wrong with that. If you have a problem with gay people, just go stick your head in the sand and hopefully suffocate. Seriously. But that being said, the idea of a gay couple being the centerpiece of this and playing on those tropes and playing with some, the fact that there's an old specter, 400-year-old poltergeist in this house that is interrupting their vacation, the time where the parents are going to come together and a proposal is going to happen. Yeah, that actually could have made for some good comedy. Unfortunately, it didn't. The cast features literally just it features basically nobody, by the way. Like nobody of any I mean, it features talents, but it features no characters of any substance. It starts in 1983. We get a brief introduction to the characters that factor in as ghosts a little bit later on, and then we get very awkward exchanges between the parents, between the parents and, the person that's going to marry their son. Ro is adopted, by the way. Brian Cox, I mean, bless him. I don't know what in the world he did, what ancient totem he defiled to have to be in this. And not that he hasn't been in bad stuff before, but Jesus, everybody is in a project for the money. But this film had such abysmal special effects that even the 1990s called and said, man, you really did a bad job. It's like Mr. Boogedy. Who remembers that? Who remembers that shit? So, basically, after this family ends up meeting an unfortunate end in 1983, a number of years later, Ro and Josh, along with their dog, Kate, by the way, the dog is fine. Actually, all the animals are fine because any attempts at animal violence or anything are played for strictly laughs, none of which can be found in this movie. But the idea is, playing on the idea that, proposals can be tough, and it's tough meeting the parents, and it's tough having the perfect weekend getaway and everything. There's the recipe for at least something mildly entertaining here, and none of it is. None of it is at all. So I don't even know why I'm bothering to wait to get into spoilers, but from beginning to end, no laughs, it drags. This is like 95 minutes long, and honest to God feels like it's at least an hour longer. So it's terrible. It's on Max if you want to check it out. I got nothing good to say about it. I'm just going to get into spoilers. 3, 2, 1, and spoilers. So basically the idea is Parker Posey's Brenda. She is the person that runs this house. She said the original family, couldn't live there anymore. But she kept letting it slip that it was, that obviously they died because she had a hand in it. It turns out that she actually knew the girl Allie that was killed in the beginning when the wallpaper was peeling after the mother was dragged into the basement. The brother was killed, and then Allie was killed. It turns out that Brenda and Allie were friends. The mother didn't approve of Brenda. They summoned a demon, and then the demon ended up basically killing Allie when she broke the circle. And Brenda has been trying to create a circle around the property to summon this demon, Andreas. Or Andras, or whatever. I prefer to say Andreas, like she was summoning the ghost of San Andreas, which was a terrible movie. So, yeah, this was horrible. None of the laughs worked at all. Every gag was stretched out. Lisa Kudrow apologizing for ever swearing. She should apologize for that hair. Brian Cox, they made Brian Cox be the possessed one where he was, spouting off homophobic stuff, which was played for laughs and whatever. It wasn't meant to be necessarily taken seriously, but the problem with this movie is it tried to have a few heavy themes, which didn't work. Poms were in this, little Pomeranians. I hate those dogs. One got crushed by a china cabinet, but not really. And then became possessed later and bit Lisa Kudrow's arm, but she wasn't possessed. That dog got possessed when it licked up the puke that Brian Cox spit up after he got possessed. Yeah, in case you can't tell, I didn't really commit a lot of this stuff to memory as far as a cohesive narrative because it's a fucking horror comedy called The Parenting. That, could be seen as mildly entertaining if you, I guess, turn your brain completely off. And if you guys found this entertaining, bless you. I like people to find stuff entertaining. I like that people find it. I want to find things entertaining. I don't want to be a salty, old crotchety bastard at 44 years old. But when a movie's bad, I have to call it. The Wi-Fi password, by the way, is a way to summon the whole damn thing. Vivian Mang plays the sister Sarah, I believe. I think that's her name. I don't really give a shit, quite frankly. Nothing against the actress. I just don't care about the character. She lets it slip that Ro was going to propose. She tries to, she ends up accidentally texting Josh's phone because she's an idiot that doesn't understand how to read phones. And then shows up shows up at the house. There's a bunch of snow that falls. There's dick jokes with Brian Cox. Do you get it? Because his last name is Cox. And the puking exorcist, the dog gets possessed. As I said, the special effects are shit. Absolute shit. I think the budget for the special effects was negative $2 million. So, yeah, the specters from the brother and the sister show up from earlier. Also, the mother tried to warn them about all this stuff that was going on, but that didn't turn out to be anything, noteworthy because, you can't speak when you're a ghost, evidently, so you just have to latch on and scare people. The possessed dog, by the way, after buying Lisa Kudrow or trying to, but only bit the bracelet, didn't break the skin. The husband ends up hammering it with a thing, "Don't mess with my wife." And Brenda and Allie were friends. All this stuff about the couple arguing, the kids are fighting again. They were doing that, but then they had to come together. The big hot idea after talking to Brenda and she spills the beans is to confuse the demon by having it try to possess all of them, and they form their own circle. So then it's like a bird; it passes out and away, and it's all. Turns out Sarah actually knows some Latin, how to break the circle and stuff like that. And Brian Cox ends up stepping on the damn thing's neck, and he apologizes for all the mean things that he said to his son, and then that's it. Then Brenda's going to get arrested, and it's so bad. It's so bad. I hate it. I hate it. I hated this. I absolutely hated this. All the gags are terrible. No laughs. Waste of talent. F gets an F, and still not the worst thing I've seen this year. It's one of the laziest things I've seen this year, but not the worst. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.